1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And happy Saturday morning to all of you. Happy Halloween right around the corner. So I thought I'd start out with a little Halloween mask thing. This is actually a replica of Dr. Fate's helmet. So I still have yet to paint it yellow. Someday I'll get to it. I don't know if you can hear me too well in here either. So hold on a second. I'm gonna swap that out. There we go. Get back to our usual attire here for Saturday mornings. So, but yeah, this was pretty cool. I got this off of was it Etsy? I think it was Etsy. Somebody was selling these. He's doing all kinds of things like Daredevil masks and stuff like that. From a 3D printer. So this was just too cool to pass up. I really need to kind of sand it down because I don't know if you can see it with the light. Yeah, you can see it pretty good. You can see the ridges there. So I need to sand it down, and then I've got the paint. I've got two different types. I've got a golden metallic, which would be like a Alex Ross looking thing at the end, or just like a flat yellow gloss, which would be like comics, the regular what I'm used to anyway. So anyway, there we go. So we'll put that back over there. Hopefully it will stay there and not fall down and get broken. All right. Well, a happy Saturday to all of you. Like I said, this is our Spooktacular. We got Halloween, Friday, I think it is. So hope everybody's all set for that. Got your candy to hand out for the kids and whatnot. I don't know if we're going to be home to do that this year or not. So sometimes we go out for a dinner. So we'll see. But anyway, and I want to send more prayers and good thoughts to my brother Shannon. And unfortunately, he got some more bad news. His family got some more bad news this past week. I don't think he'll mind me saying it, but his Shannon's sister-in-law, his wife's sister, passed away. So unfortunately, they've been hit 3 times in the last, I'll say, probably month or so, and it's I can't imagine that. So we want to wish Shannon and Sandy prayers and good thoughts and continued healing with their family. So I've sent the link to him just in case he happened to be around this Saturday morning. So I will always send the link to him And some Saturday he might surprise us here between now and Christmas. So we keep good thoughts. So what else today? Oh, I wanted to for the show and for the peanut gallery primarily. I want to know, what is your favorite monster? What is your favorite monster? And it can be you can name your favorite monster from anything. It can be from comics. It can be from movies. It can be from just literature. It can be from cartoons. Whatever you want to name. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about what your favorite monsters are. For me, I think my favorite all-time favorite monster would be the Universal creature from the Black Lagoon. I always was fascinated by that. I thought it was a very cool looking creature. So I was always a fan of the creature from the Black Lagoon. For that's my top of the list right there. Other ones I like, let's see, I like, let's see, from comics, what would be my favorite monster from comics? I kind of I like the weird ones that you probably don't remember and stuff. Like, I liked the Colossus. I thought that was always a pretty cool thing. Let's see, what else? From movies, like I said, Creature from the Black Lagoon. I really like all the Universal monsters. Phantom of the Opera and all those guys. Wolfman. Wolfman was another favorite. I used to draw Wolfman a lot in like 6th, 7th grade. I remember because I would stay up and watch. There was a show called Simon Sanctorum on Channel 5 in Boston, and I would stay up and watch the Universal monsters they would show on there. I also would watch movies from, I don't know if anybody else out there remembers The Ghoul. You remember The Ghoul? The Ghoul, I'm not talking, I'm not talking a monster. It was a TV show. It was on Friday nights at 11 o'clock. And it was like a comedy thing. He was like a wacky hippie beatnik type looking guy. And they would do skits and stuff like that. It was really far out wacky stuff. But man, I loved watching him. He was only on for about a year, but and they would have a movie. They would play a movie too. But I always liked that too. Other monsters. I like the monsters from Godzilla. All the like Ghidra and Rodan and Mothra and all those. I loved those. Those were another thing. I used to draw those all the time. And I may have in my showings today, I'll be showing some Monster Times. And I think I found my Monster Times, the first and only one I ever bought when it was first run. I only saw it once on the newsstand. And we were on a trip to Canada, and we hadn't left Maine yet. We were in Bangor, Maine, which is the capital Augusta is the capital. Bangor is up there near Augusta. And we stopped for breakfast, and we went there was like a stationery store, gift cards and stuff like that. But they also had newspapers, magazines. And that's where I saw, I believe it was 26. I think it was issue number 26 of Monster Times. Never saw it before. And it was like, oh, I didn't know about all the other monsters. The thing on the cover was talking about the main point was Destroy All Monsters, the movie called Destroy All Monsters. And I did not know about all those other monsters in the Godzilla universe, or whatever you want to call it. So that was fascinating to me. So I begged my parents to buy that, and they did buy it. So that was my first one, and the only time I ever saw it. I never saw it down here anywhere. Otherwise, I would have bought more. So but I try to pick them up now whenever I can when they're in good shape and affordable. So, but I got a small stack of them right here that I just pulled out of the Monster Times box, and I'll show some of those. I've got all kinds of comics to show: Phantom Stranger, House of Secrets, House of Mystery, Werewolf by Night. Got a bunch of stuff to show. Even got a Godzilla right there. So we're going to show all of that stuff. Well, I don't know if we'll get to all of it, but we'll show as much of it as we can fit in. So let's see. Let me just take care of this business here. Get that out of there. Get that out of there. Okay. All right. Well, I think it's time to bring in the Peanut Gallery and share this Halloween spooktacular. All right. Here we go.
The Peanut Gallery's on the run. We got the comics, you bring the fun. Saturday morning, time to cheer. Man, we're glad you're here. North, south, east, and west, Peanut Gallery, you're the best. All our friends, both far and near. Man, we're glad you're here.
All right. And welcome aboard Peanut Gallery. Great to have you guys here and gals with us once again. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday morning with us. We appreciate it. Let's see. We're going to start off. Easy. We got Easy up here, so we're going to put up his little intro right here. Here we go.
All the way from a sunny South Texas town comes the man who makes the magic sound, writing songs for the young and the old, sharing all those songs brave and bold. Easy comic reader, you pave the way, writing songs to sing every Saturday. We thank you for the song you've given us today. Yeah, we thank you for the cool comic song of the day. Thank you, Easy, for your cool comic song of the day. Thanks, Easy.
All righty. There's the intro, and we got Easy Comic Reader in this morning. He starts off by saying, greetings from sunny South Texas. Get your boogie shoes on, folks, for dawn of summer. Yeah, hot stuff. I actually, you wouldn't think I would know that probably, but I actually do, because I remember there was a movie that she was in back in the, I want to say late 70s, like 79, somewhere in that area. And there was I can't remember the name of the movie. I think it was like something to do with Friday Night or something like that. But they had this character in there called, I think his name was Murray the Leatherman. It just killed me. The character just killed me. So I remember going to the theater and seeing that movie, and I believe this song was in there. So I think I'm not going to say it. I'm going to sing it well, but at least I do know the tune. So let's see if I can do this here. me. All right. Let's see. Whoops. We got to just, okay. Well, now where did you go? Stay right on there, please. Thank you. He says, all right. Sitting here sipping my coffee, waiting for memory to come on. Harder to punch that time clock lately. Peanuts are ready to have a ball. Looking for some hot books, baby, this morning. I need some hot books, baby, all right. I want some hot books, baby, this morning. Gotta see some hot books, gotta see some fun tonight. All right. I should have said all right, not good night. Awesome. Thank you so much, Easy. Once again, another hit for the Don't Tell Records collection. So thank you so much, as always, for your musical comic stylings. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Cool beans. All right. Way to start us right off. Okay. Next up, we got Anthony Perdue.
Anthony Perdue is here again.
Hooray!
With another great story ready to begin.
Oh yeah!
He'll take us back to when he was a kid and how comics were involved in things he did. So Anthony, please share another memory. We love to hear your tales of long ago and live our childhoods over through your story with comic books from the past that we all know. We love 'em.
There we go. Anthony is with us. He's had for October, he's had a couple of really spooky stories. He had the one about the time traveler, and then last week he had the one about the mysterious screaming that nobody knew, could find out what it was about. And so let's see what he's got this week. All right. Anthony says, "Good morning, Peanut Peers. Philip was like a ghost that liked Iron Man. We have classmates in 2nd and 4th grade at Ford Boulevard Elementary." Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can't make that up a little higher. There. No, I gotta go the other way. There we go. All right, that make it a little easier for yours truly to read that. So, all right. And of course, when I did that, my mouse for some reason felt like it needed to shift all the comments. So let's get back there. There we go, right there. All right. And Anthony then continues, in October of 1969, I was 7 years old. I had to leave Ford Boulevard and finish 4th grade at Humphreys Avenue Elementary. He says, my new home was half a block away from my new school and located up the hill. The house on the hill across from the school had a brick wall around it. One Saturday afternoon in April of 1970, I was walking home, and as I approached the hill house, I heard someone call my name. It was Philip. We were both surprised to see each other again. Philip had just moved into the house a month earlier. Oh, what are the chances, right? Philip asked me if I still read comic books. I told him that I did. He was interested in seeing some of my books. Later that afternoon, I took him 6 books to keep. Oh, very nice, very nice. He says 2 of them had Iron Man. One was his own title, and the other was Tales of Suspense. Philip said that he liked seeing the Iron Man cartoon on TV. Local Channel 9 replayed the Marvel superhero show Sundays at 5 p.m. Oh, cool. I didn't get to see him till much later. Philip and I never hung out together, even at the old school, but we got along with each other. In June of 1970, Philip and his family moved away, and I didn't see him again until 8th grade. He told me that he still had the comic books I gave him when we were in 4th grade. Oh, cool. Seeing Philip those few times felt like I was reuniting with school days at Ford Boulevard. Oh, that's cool. That's a nice, good... The school I wish I could have stayed at to finish my grade school education. Happier times for me, he says. Teddy says hi to all his friends, and we'll catch the replay as usual. And take care, everyone. Thank you so much, Anthony. That was a very nice feel-good story right there. Even included some ghosts in it. So very cool. Thank you so much again for contributing every week with a great childhood memory. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and a happy Halloween to you, sir. So and to Teddy. Make sure Teddy gets some treats from us today. All righty. And then we got I Am One of Us. How you doing, I Am One of Us? Great to have you with us as always, my friend. Good to see you in the Peanut Gallery. He says, good morning, Rod and everyone, and good morning to you. Hope your Saturday is going well. So, and thank you for joining the Spooktacular. Woo! All right. Up next, she gets her own intro. Here we go.
Since the day that she came to CBM, fantastic things keep happening. There really is wisdom in the things she says, and yes, we all appreciate what she brings to the show. She is our Lady Miranda, Baroness of the Blue Ranch, and she's sharing her stories with everyone tuning into the show. Let's go!
All righty. Let's see what Lady M has to say this morning. And she starts off by saying, great song as always, ECR. Yes, sirree. Dolly June and Amos Moses wearing their disco best and doing the hustle for that one. That's right. That's right. Doing the hustle. Do the hustle. Dun, 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 dun. I remember they taught us that in one, we had phys ed, and that was like in freshman year, maybe, in high school. And they had us doing the hustle, and then one week they had us learning square dancing, and it's just like, oh man, I got no rhythm, so I couldn't dance to save my life, So you're making a fool out of yourselves and all in front of all these girls that, hey, yeah, you might like a couple of them, and here you are being embarrassed. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. Maranya also says, wonderful story, Anthony. Philip had very good taste in superheroes. Absolutely. Hope you and Teddy have a wonderful day, as do we all. Thank you so much. And then she says, good morning to I Am One of Us. Cool beans. Hey, and we got Gratu. How you doing, Gratu? All right. He says, Merry Christmas. Well, it'll be here before we know it, right? It sneaks up on us. We got we got Halloween coming up like Friday, and then it'll be a hop, skip, and a jump to Thanksgiving, and then it's a dash to Christmas, and then New Year's, and 2025 is gone, and we start the whole rigmarole all over again in 2026. So great to have you with us, Gratu. Thank you so much for joining us and hanging out in the Peanut Gallery once again. Alrighty. And Maranya says, good morning to everyone and welcome to another edition of Lady M's Comic Book Memories. Today's episode, animated comic book superhero shows. Dun, dun, dun. All right. And sneaking in there right back behind her there is Missing Mars. How you doing, Double M? Great to have you with us as always. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone, he says. Happy Saturday. And a happy Saturday to you, Double M. Hope everything's well with you this morning. Cool beans. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. And Maranya says, the first animated superhero show that I recall watching was the Superman Aquaman Adventure Hour. Oh, you're so lucky. We never got to see that in first run here. I didn't get to see those cartoons until like 1975. They would show them at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So I got to see like 1.5 cartoons before we had to go out to the bus stop, walk up to the bus stop. So I never really, it took me a long time to get to see him, man. She says, the most memorable part of that to me was the Aquaman segment for 2 reasons. Namely, Aqualad hitting his head on the same rock pretty much every episode. That's so true because I can see it. I can see him do it. and Tusky the Walrus, who was my favorite animal sidekick, along with Crypto in the Superboy segments. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Oh, and I Am One of Us says hello to Gratu and Maranya. And Maranya continues her story, saying, I vaguely remember the first Batman animated series that had Adam West and Burt Ward voicing Batman and Robin. My clearest memory of seeing the animated dynamic duo was in the Super Friends. I remember seeing the original Adventures of Batman with the when it was Superman and Batman. We didn't get Superman and Aquaman. We got Superman and Batman. But I think they were two different shows. I don't think it was like an hour. Yeah, it wasn't the hour thing, because the hour thing, you got the Justice League cartoons in the middle, and we never saw those. So it was the Adventures of Superman and the Adventures of Batman. So I do remember seeing those. Those were on CBS, if I'm not mistaken. Around here, they were on CBS. So, but I do. And of course, superheroes disappeared in '69, thanks to the parent-teacher uproar about violence in cartoons. So what took care of all the Hanna-Barbera coolness and Filmation guys, wiped all those right off the TV. And what was it, 70? Somebody will have to correct me on this because I'm not sure. I don't think it was 72. I think it was near 74, wasn't it? 73, 74, when Super Friends made their appearance. And it was like, whoa, superheroes are back. I remember being so jazzed when I saw that commercial in August of them, the new lineup for whatever channel. Well, I think that was ABC, I think. And seeing the new lineup and stuff and seeing superheroes on it, I was stoked. I was so thrilled because there was a major drought there for 2, 3, 4 years. So I can so Super Friends, to me, that first round of Super Friends, that's a very important memory to me. So she also says Alex Toth's version of Robin was my first superhero crush. Yes. Cool beans. She says later on I was exposed to the Grant Ray animated version of Spider-Man in syndication. The theme song was catchy and the animation was pretty good for an animated series at the time. I'd watch it. I remember seeing Spider-Man when it was in first run. Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four. In fact, I remember one specific Saturday where my mother was taking care of 2 other kids in the neighborhood, 2 other brothers in the neighborhood. And once in a while, the mom would have to work on a Saturday. So my mom would have them over, and we just hang out, watch cartoons, and go outside afterwards and play and whatnot. But they wanted to watch something else. I can't remember what it was. They wanted to watch something, and I think it was a funny animal cartoon or something. And I was like, no. In this house, we watch Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. I could not miss my Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, along with all the Hanna-Barbera goodness that was on then too. I remember that. I can remember being jumping on the couch, saying, no, we're gonna watch the Spider-Man. I was like 5 years old, something like that. Pulling a tantrum. And she says weekday mornings before going to school. Oh, let's see if I can. I'd watch it weekday mornings before going to school. Gotcha. Yep. There was some cool shows on back then that were on in the morning, that were live action kid shows and stuff like that. And we didn't get to see them because we had to go, out to I was going to say out to the post office. No, out to the bus stop at like 7:30. I think the bus came. And so when you got a snow day, or even if you were like sick and got to stay home, it was a big deal, man. You got to see all kinds of TV programming that you didn't get to normally see, you know. So I'd get to watch Major Mudd, who was a live action kids show. You can find clips of him on YouTube. Major Mudd, MUDD, and he actually came to our little grade school where I lived at that time, which was a major deal. It was like a major league Hollywood star coming to see us, you know. So, but yeah, I remember that, and it's all kinds of stuff like that. There was something, the House of Frightenstein, something like that. The Frightful House of Frightenstein, or something like that, was on in the mornings. I remember. Oh, it was just so much goodness, and a lot of cartoon shows that were on with cartoons you never see now, Merry Melodies, Happy Harmonies, and stuff like that. Great stuff, man. It was always cool. At least I found it always cool whenever I got to stay home from school or in the summertime. Man, I wanted to see those cartoon shows and stuff like that. Like, you know, just all kinds of great stuff that was on. So anyway, let's see. Maranya says Spider-Man and his amazing friends had a pretty clean animated style. It was good overall, though the voice actor they got for the guest stars, Iron Man, sounded like a knockoff of Boris Karloff's Dracula. I don't remember the plots of the Spider-Woman, the Thing Ring thing, or the Fantastic Four animated series with Herbie the Robot, but I watched them anyway. I remember watching the Spider-Woman. The Thing Ring thing I watched it because the Thing, but I don't remember. Nothing really stands out. Wasn't he meeting up with like Fred and Barney or something, somewhere along the line or something? And of course the Fantastic Four animated series with Herbie, I remember not liking the fact that they had Herbie instead of the Human Torch, but like you said, I watched them anyway. She also says, I watched the X-Men animated cartoons on Saturday mornings, even though I didn't care much for them because it featured superheroes. Yeah. The X-Men wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I didn't mind that. You know, it was the new X-Men. So I liked them, and I thought it got better as it kind of went on with some of the stories that they chose to animate. It was pretty cool. I liked that. Batman, the animated series, blew my mind in many ways. It was harking back to the days of Fleischer. Superman cartoons, yes, absolutely it did. In that Batman animated series, worked on many levels, namely action for the kids and serious stories for teens and adults. I remember trying to get the VCR to record it as it aired daily at 4 p.m. while I was still at school. Yep, I have several VHS tapes that I recorded. I still have them of that series when it first ran. I was so thrilled about it because I had read that like they were going to have like the Creeper guest star in one of the episodes. Later on, they had an episode where they had Jonah Hex in there. So that fascinated me so much more than just the Batman cartoon itself. But the cartoon, yes, it was very reminiscent of those Superman Max Fleischer cartoons. Absolutely, that's what I thought at the time, and I still enjoy them. Those are really good, and you know, I really like that Creeper one though. That was just so cool. I was going to get to see the Creeper in animated form. Yes. Jonah Hex. Yes. I love it. So cool beans. Hey, we're all by lunchtime. How you doing, man? He says, what's up, Rod and Peanuts? Just another Saturday. A little Halloween spooktacular today. Glad you could join us, Werewolf. And Marina says, after that, I watched a few modern animations of Fantastic Four and Iron Man, which had solid animation and stories. I remember those. The Marvel Action Hours. You know, those are pretty cool. You know, a chance to see some villains even along with the heroes. So that was pretty cool. I finally got to watch the 1960s version of Iron Man with the limited animation using panels from the comic books on VHS. There you go. The weird thing about it was the main art from early issues, but they used the later, more glamorous version of Pepper Potts instead of the more plain one in the episodes. Yeah, that wasn't the greatest animation at all with those. I think everybody will, admit that. But they're still cool. They're still cool. I mean, when I see those things, that takes me right back. We couldn't get them fully in. We'd get them once in a while because that channel 7 out of Boston, wouldn't come in for us. So we'd have to fiddle with the knob, to get the fine tuning. Remember those days? The fine tuning ring that was around the channel knob. So we'd have to play with those. And Maranya says, thank you for listening to today's edition of Lady M's Comic Book Memories. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program on WSAN TV 75, the home of comic book memories, already in progress. Thank you so much for that, Maranya. I appreciate that. Another great story. I love talking about the cartoons of old, man. So I could do a whole nother 10, 15 shows on that stuff. I love that stuff. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, Maranya. And she says, good morning to Double M and Ludwig, Werewolf, and Rico. And I think at that point, we're going to play the Legion of Peanut Pets right now. All right, there we go for all the Legion of Peanut Pets. Great to have you all with us once again. Cool beans. We've got Werewolf by Lunchtime. He's saying, hey to Maranya with a big wave. Cool. And Maranya says, oh my thoughts and prayers go out to Shannon and his family. Thank you so much, Maranya. Yes. As I had mentioned at the beginning of the show, they had another tragedy in the family, unfortunately. And please send your thoughts and prayers Shannon's way. Him and his family would greatly appreciate it, I know. So thank you. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, much love to Maranya. To Shannon. I know. I'm sorry. I don't know why I saw Maranya in it. My eyeball is acting up. I'm sorry, Werewolf. And it says, much love to Shannon. So thank you so much for that. Gratu chimes in with his answer, or his favorite monster, I believe. He says Frankenstein. Now that must be the original Frankenstein, Gratu. The what was it, Boris? Wasn't it Boris Karloff that played Frankenstein? Why am I drawing a blank? I am drawing a blank. So let me know that if it's the original Universal Frankenstein. We're interested. We want to know. And Missing Mars says, oh my God, Shannon, so sorry for your loss. Text hug, bud. Cool beans. Thank you so much for that, Double M. I know Shannon and his family appreciate that. Thank you so much. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, favorite monster? Werewolves spring to mind. I guess that was probably a dead giveaway, right? Nothing wrong with that. I like the old Larry Talbot. What was the name? Lon Chaney. Was it Lon Chaney or Lon Chaney Jr.? I can't remember. But Lon Chaney playing the Larry Talbot. I just remember I remember drawing that a lot. Man, I drew that character a lot. And then when you saw him come out, uh, Werewolf by Night, that was just cool. That was just yeah. That was one of the few monster titles that I got interested in, was Werewolf by Night. So, and this was one that I had. This isn't the exact one. This is because I bought one later on, but I remember having this particular issue and it being a just a cool cover and everything. So it's very, very cool. Missing Maz, he's laughing at Werewolf. And Scotty Z70, how you doing, Scotty? It's alive. It's alive. So I would guess that means Frankenstein, Scotty. That'll be 2 for Frankenstein. Cool beans. And Maranya says, I read the original Frankenstein in high school and Dracula in college. Both with solid stories. I remember reading Frankenstein, but didn't Frankenstein, that story end with like the monster drifting off on like a barge of ice? Because I remember that for some reason. Tell me if I'm imagining things. But that when I picture the story of Frankenstein, the paperback that they had us read, I want to say that that's how that story ended, was the monster drifting away into the darkness on like a barge of ice, like an iceberg floating iceberg or something. So I'm curious to know if my brain is just soup now or what. I'm sure it is. Scotty says, oh yeah, I keep forgetting about The Creature from the Black Lagoon by NECA. $25 at Walmart on their NECA reduced price wall. Well, thank you for that. So yeah, I love the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Always thought that he was a very unique creature from the other monsters. For some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's water. I don't know. But I love the creature. Scotty says, did he go to high ghoul? Well played, Scotty. Well played, sir. And Maranya says, good morning, Scotty and the Feline Brigade. Wow, that's a great score on NECA action figure. $25. I don't know if I have a Creature from the Black Lagoon, but I thought it was right up top there, but I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it. But I did get one. It's about 1.5 feet tall, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Scotty says, I just got Metal Godzilla figure. Okay, got a Metal Godzilla figure at Ross. It's not big. It's about the size of a Smurf figurine. Okay. Mariah says, my breakfast for the show is a banana, mixed berry yogurt, and malt oatmeal berry colossal crunch cereal. Now the Colossal Crunch, is that the one that's like Captain Crunch? I love Captain Crunch. After I had my open heart surgery, the taste of food changes. A lot of food that I used to like tasted different, and most cereals tasted different to me. But Captain Crunch stayed the same. Quisp, when I get to buy that once in a while, that still tastes the same. But many of the other ones, Sugar Smacks and Sugar Pops and Frosted Flakes and stuff like that, all taste different now to me, which stinks because I loved them all. Well, by lunchtime said, I had hot dogs for breakfast. Not exactly healthy, but oh well. Hey, me and the missus, we're going to be having hot dogs today. Hot dogs and tater tots. That's our probably mid-afternoon meal. So we usually somehow get it right between lunchtime and supper time. But that's what we're going to have today. Hot dogs and tater tots. Love it. Scotty says, I got that old Pizza Hut Batman comic book coming to me today via eBay. Oh, cool beans. Congratulations. The one where Batman marries Batwoman. Very cool. And Missing Mars says, nice. Scotty. Scotty says, did it reset? The music stopped and the screen spun after the screen spun. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Scotty. It's playing Easy Comic Reader's Cowboy song. Yeah. That was his intro for the song. Scotty says, is that live for real? YouTube has been crazy lately. he says, The Wiz? You got me, Scotty. I come back to us, Scotty. Come back. I have no idea where you're going off to. Werewolf by Lunchtime says Friday Night Fever, the prequel. It wasn't. I can't remember what it was. That movie. Mary the Leatherman. I can't think of what it was. Summer? No. Dawn of Summer, but I can't remember it. I can't. It'll drive me crazy too. Somebody will come up with it. Somebody will find it. Or Maranya will come up with it. I know Maranya will come around with it too. So, and the Jackson Roykirk, how you doing, Jackson? Another perfect hit for a Saturday morning. Yes, he does a good job. The singing part, not so much on this end, but appreciate the kind words. So great to have you with us, Jackson. Hope your Saturday's going well. You ready for Halloween? The big question of the day this morning is, what is your favorite monster? Okay, it can be anything, from any walk of life: comics, movies, literature, cartoons, whatever you want to throw in. Just let us know what your favorite monster is. So, and Crazy Hungarian Joe, how you doing, Joe? Good to have you with us, man. He says, good morning, Rod, Shannon, and the Peanut Gallery. Unfortunately, Shannon's not with us again this morning. I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show. Unfortunately, his family had another tragedy, and so we're asking you, please send good thoughts and prayers, and remember Shannon in your prayers, and his family tonight. So please send good thoughts and prayers their way for continued healing. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, look who's fashionably late. Oh, no. Easy Comic Reader says, great Rob job. Well, you are too kind, sir. You are too kind. Thank you so much, Easy. You did the hard part. You created it. So that's awesome. Thank you once again for another great hit right there. Yes, sir. And the Jackson Roykirk says, Hobbs. Maranya says, good morning, Hungarian and Jackson. And Werewolf says, Jackson. Crazy Hungarian says, good morning to Maranya. And the Jackson Roykirk says, Maranya, sending her love. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, hey, Joe. And Maranya says, my husband was laughing at your singing and enjoyed the song, Rod. Yeah, well, that would be the reaction, I think, of everybody, if not, to cover up, scream, and go away. But well, tell them thank you very much, and I'm glad I was able to entertain them this morning. And Crazy Hungarian says, good morning to Werewolf. Scotty Z says, I think my toes are froze. It was in the 40s here this morning. It was probably 40s in here this morning. Still feels like 40 down here. I'll tell you that much. He says, 1969, I was -1 years old. We're on 75 degrees and sunny here. Oh, I wish I was there. I wish I was there. Scotty says, TOS, Tales of Suspense. Wow, I immediately read that as the original series, as in Star Trek. Oh, when in relation to Iron Man, yeah, TOS usually means Tales of Suspense. So, hope I didn't screw up. I think I got it right. Scotty says, I need to go stand in the corner. If you are ever cold, stand in the corner because it's the warmest part of the room. I don't know. The warmest part of the room for me is whatever chair I'm in with a nice big thick stack of blankets on me this time of year. That's the warmest part of the room for me. My room, it's my recliner with a couple of blankets. The kitchen, I'll stand in front of the stove after we've cooked the meal in the oven, and then leave the oven door open and just kind of huddle around it, or the bedroom where I can go back into bed and cover up with a bunch of blankets too. So, and the cats will usually find me either in my chair or in my bed. They will come and lay down with me and snuggle up and get warm. So, Cheap Comic Collector Rob, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us once again, Rob. Cool beans, cool beans. He's still doing his video series of showing his collection, and he does it by year. It's so fascinating. Man, you're knocking it out of the park, Rob. You're knocking it out of the park. Just great stuff. I love seeing what's in other people's collections and hearing about why their books are important to them, or where they got them, and stuff like that. Love that stuff. Love that stuff. So you're doing great, Rob. Thank you for being here, my friend. Werewolf by Lunchtime says 59 degrees here, but it is 10:21 p.m. Oh yeah, 12 hours. Almost 12 hours different. Wow. Well, it probably is 12 hours. I'm slow in getting to the comments as usual. I was looking at the comments. I got like an inch plus worth of comments according to my little sliding scale here. And that probably translates to like 45 minutes. So I'm trying to go as fast as we can, or I can just stop and do some comics. But by the time I hear your replies, it's going to be another 45 minutes. Diabetic Superman, how you doing, sir? You got is it a different one? You got a different name up there? Because usually it's a capital D and a capital S, and I didn't remember the numbers before, so could be just my memory. But good morning to you, DS. Thank you so much for hanging out with us once again, man. Good to see you in the Peanut Gallery. Crazy Hungarian says DS, and Werewolf by Lunchtime says I just turned the heat on, Scotty. And Scotty says the heat is on, but the house is old. Miranda says, good morning, DS and Shadow. Scotty says, plus, no matter how cold the room gets, the corner is 90 degrees. Again, well played, sir. Well played. Well, by Lunchtime says, one of those cold wall houses. I grew up in one. One of the reasons I emigrated to Oz. Scotty says, they taught you how to disco dance in PE. Was it punishment for something y'all didn't do right? I don't know. I to this day, I don't know why they did it. I just thought, I think they thought we'll expose them. Plus it was probably winter time. So it was too cold to go outside, do anything physical or whatever. So they, why don't we just have them do squared? I don't know. I know I just dreaded it because I wasn't that coordinated to do any kind of line dancing or anything like that. Not line dancing, but, square dancing and the hustle. A hustle was a form of line dancing. So, yeah. Ryan says, when I was in the hospital 2 weeks ago, I tried to have my bed set up close to 90 degrees to make eating easier. She says, I learned square dancing in my high school PE class. Yeah, see? So I'm not the only one then, huh? Maybe it was a national initiative to learn how to square dance. We got to make these kids understand. They got to know how to square dance in case they ever get caught in a hoedown. Scotty says, Halloween originally just meant end of summer. Okay. I hate that. The end of summer. I hate it. Summer is my time, man. Give me 99. I don't care. I used to love to play softball in it. every day, man. Every day it was like that. I would love, get me out on the field. Get me out on the field, man. Sam Hain equals summer's end. Okie dokie. Speaking of Super Friends, Scotty says, Super Friends action figure, Super Friends figures toy company has some great sales right now in the Amigo style. They are the ones that made Marvin and Wendy, Zan, Jane, Gleek, and the Wonder Dog. Gleek the Wonder? Was Gleek the one? No, Gleek was the monkey. Gleek was the monkey. It was Jan and Zan. How is Zan and how does that not seem right? Zan and Jan. Wendy and Marvin. Zan and Jane. I thought it was Jan. I don't know. What do I know? My memory is garbage. Scotty says, I wish they had some dynamite in stock. I so want that figure. I actually have, they put out some figures, somebody did, but you had to buy, they didn't have Dynamite together with Blue Falcon. You had to buy like Blue Falcon with somebody else, and then Dynamite was with somebody else. So I think they were put out by Scooby-Doo, the same people who put out a bunch of Scooby-Doo stuff. So, but I do have a Blue Falcon and a Dynamite somewhere. I can't see it. It's probably buried on the peg rack here. Or one of the peg racks could be buried over there. So, all right. My first superhero crushes were Bionic Woman, Wonder Woman, Electro Woman, not Dinah Girl, and Catwoman, Julie Newmar. Okay. And today's question is, what is your favorite monster? What is your favorite monster from whatever walk of life you want to give us? And everybody's got new things today. This says at Eric Breen 4340. Why does everybody have different things with numbers in them today? Is that something new? That's weird. Anyway, Eric, the professor, thank you so much for joining us, man. Great to see you. He says, hey, everyone, that doesn't sound right. Good morning. No, that's not right. How's it? Wait, I've got it. Hello. There we go. Great to see you, Eric. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday with us, man. We want to know your favorite monster. What's your favorite monster from comics, from movies, from literature, from cartoons, whatever. For all of it, whatever your favorite monsters are. Scotty says, when it was a snow day, I got to see Family Feud and Price is Right. There you go. I never watched a lot of game shows other than I liked, what was it? Match Game. I liked Match Game with Gene Rayburn because they were just wise guys on there. You know, they always had snarky comments and stuff. For some reason, that they would just be, you know, it was kind of like a next evolution of Hollywood Squares. Remember Hollywood Squares? And they'd always give sarcastic answers sometimes. I love that show. I used to like to watch that with Charlie Weaver. I used to like Charlie Weaver, man. Charlie Weaver. Good old Charlie. That wasn't even his real name. I can't remember what his real name was now. I used to know, but I don't anymore. Let's see. Bad Andy 73. That is Andrew Triple P. How you doing, Andrew? He says, a spooky greetings and salutations to the Revenant, Rod, and the rest of the precarious Peanuts gang. I hope you all have a safe All Saints Eve, he says. Great to have you with us, Andrew. Hope everything's going well, my friend. You off to another Comic Con today? I want to know. Scotty says that Ring Do Your Thing. Yeah, that I was never a fan of it. Ring Thing, Do Your Thing. Yeah, it was, I don't know. It wasn't for me. Diabetic Superman says the first superhero cartoon I remember was Underdog, one of the classic theme songs for cartoons. Underdog, great stuff. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. When criminals in this world appear and break the laws that they should. I love Underdog. Love Underdog. Along the same lines, Underdog and Go Go Gophers. Go Go Gophers, won't you go go go? Love Go Go Gophers. Tennessee Tuxedo and his friends. I like those two. Mariah says, greetings and salutations, Andy, and hello to you as well as Eric and Lady Coco Love Bottom. I love it. Scotty says, earliest I remember Super Friends and Scooby-Doo. Okay, they didn't have superpowers, but neither does Batman. They did deal with the supernatural. And Scooby-Doo did have those movies, and they had I remember Batman guest appearing on Scooby-Doo, and I thought that was great. That might have even happened prior to the Super Friends, because when I remember that, I remember thinking, I was excited. There was a superhero. So it was Batman and Robin going to be on with Scooby-Doo. Cool beans. I'm there. Mariah says, I forgot Underdog. Great memories of that too, DS. Scotty says, there's no need to fear. Underdog is here. There's no need to fear. Underdog is here. Mariah says, Scooby-Doo had Batman and Robin as guest stars. There you go. Exactly, Mariah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that well, man. Hey, Higgy Pop. How you doing, Higgy? He says, hot run. Howdy, partner. How you doing this morning? You ready for Halloween? We want to know what your favorite monster is, Higgy. That's the question today. What's your favorite monsters? Give us a list of your favorite monsters. Could be from comics, movies, TV shows, literature, cartoons, whatever, man. We want to know your favorite. And Andrew says, Super Grover, Underdog, and Mighty Mouse might be the earliest superheroes I remember watching. Mighty Mouse was early. I think Mighty Mouse used to be on, I think they showed him on Captain Kangaroo. I think that's where I saw him. Along with Tom Terrific and his mighty dog, Manfred. How many remember that? Now I just lost it. And his mighty dog, Manfred. What is his name? I just lost it. I said it and I lost it. That's what my brain does. It just spits out pieces. That kicks it out. So, Tom Terrific. That was it. Tom Terrific and his mighty dog, Manfred. Higgy Pop says, hello to the Peanut Gallery and hello to you, sir. He says, Lady Maranya, comics at your feet. There we go. I'm with you. I got you, Higgy. And Maranya says, hey there, Higgy Pop and Hawk Dog. There we go. Scotty says, remember the Robonic Stooges? Yeah, I was never a fan of that one. Never liked that cartoon. So after a couple of tries, it was off my Saturday rotation. I was not a fan of the Robonic Stooges. I don't know. I think it was because they did it was that Curly Joe, and I was never a fan of Curly Joe. I liked Curly or Shemp. Those were my two third members of the Three Stooges. I was never a fan. Maranya says, I remember the Mighty Mouse cartoon animated series too. The Robotic Stooges, I have a vague memory of. There was also like a Gilligan's Island cartoon that I wasn't real fond of. I just thought it was just crazy. Hong Kong Phooey, says Scotty. Hong Kong Phooey. Love Hong Kong. Hong Kong Phooey. Number one super guy. Hong Kong Phooey. That was a good one. Whoops. Sorry, Maranya. Number one super. There you go. Number one super guy. Exactly. Maranya says, I prefer Dynamite and Blue Falcon overall. Dynamite and Blue Falcon. Not so much a fan of Dynamite, but Blue Falcon had the voice, had the costume. Kind of a so-so superhero, but I liked Blue Falcon. I think I already looked for it. I didn't see it anywhere. It might be boxed up there. That's what it might be. But Blue Falcon, yeah, I'm with you. I liked it. All right, she laid down the pause line. That means we're gonna try and sneak in some comics. How about that? All right. What should I start off with, guys, gals? Should I start off with Phantom Stranger, DC stuff? Should I start off with some of the other stuff? I got a whole box here. Well, not a whole box, but half a small box full of a variety of different ones. Why don't we start off with that? We'll start off with the variety. Let's see. I'm just grabbing a handful. I have no idea what I'm going to run into in here. So you will be as surprised as moi. There we go. Wet the whistle. All right, we're starting off with the King of the Monsters, Godzilla. This is number 23 of Godzilla. And I have this because the Avengers appear in it. And not that it's anything to do with monsters or anything, but we're doing the Metarog because here's Ms. Marvel double bagged in there. Why? Because the Avengers are appearing in it. So, all right. Oh, we got some Werewolf by Night. So we'll just throw this one in there. I showed this earlier. Number 6. I remember having this as a kid. This might be my earliest Werewolf by Night. I remember this one. I remember taking this down to my friend's house, John, and him and I would sit around his kitchen table and draw monsters. And I used to always draw Werewolf by Night. So, all right. And we got Werewolf by Night number 42. You'll appreciate this, Maranya, because it features Iron Man. Dun, 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 dun. And here is number 43, the second part of that story with old Shellhead. So there we go. Iron Man getting a little love in the Halloween Spooktacular. And I mentioned, I'm going to put that right in that pile too. I mentioned Phantom Stranger. Well, this is a random issue of Phantom Stranger number 18 with a cool, it looks like Neil Adams cover. He did a lot of great covers for them. Phantom Stranger, but not number 18. I mean, that is just great work. So I love Phantom Stranger. He's one of those characters, who appears every now and again, doesn't have a regular series or anything like that. I like those type of characters, those second and third bananas. You've heard me say it many times. Shannon's the same way, feels the same way about him and stuff like that. I would love to see, I did see a Phantom Stranger cartoon. It was one of the DC showcase ones that they did, which was pretty cool. I'd like to see a little bit better animation and see a better full-length Phantom Stranger movie. I would also like to see a Phantom Stranger movie done live action in the DCU. I think that would be really cool. And it doesn't have to be that. I don't think it has to be that expensive because you don't need the fancy costumes and stuff like that. Although I think it would be neat if they brought in, the members of the Justice League Dark, have like Deadman, Etrigan, the Spectre. Come on, got to get the Spectre in there. Come on. All right. Oh, next up is this. This was a lovely gift, a wonderful gift from one of the legends, Dr. Von Chilla. He gifted me several of these from his personal collection. They are book and record set, and this is Curse of the Werewolf. Look at that. Thank you so much, John, once again. He sent me, I think he'd like 5 or 6 of these. So they're wonderful, and they're in great, fantastic shape. So I'm super thrilled. This is one that I did not have as a kid. I had 2 or 3 of them as a kid, but thank you again, John. So very cool. You can see it. Got his official stamp right on it. There we go. His official stamp. Very cool. Very cool indeed. And Jerry Lewis, he always had some monsters in it late in his series run. So these are some go-go checks, but they got monsters on them, so they count. This is issue 100, go-go checks of Jerry Lewis, and he's got some kind of a frog monster. I'm gonna put that over that way a little ways. So there. So that's issue 100. Here is issue 93. He's got a witch and got some kind of a monster gorilla, vampire gorilla. And they're going to get him. The Case of the Crazy Curse. And he's got go-go check skivvies on. Look at that. Go-go check boxes. Let's see. This is 104. It's got a Frankenstein monster on the cover there, up here. So technically it counts. All right. I mean, you got to have ghosts, right? You got to have ghosts for Halloween. Well, how about a friendly ghost? This is Casper, number 62. Spooking in the rain, just spooking in the rain. What a glorious feeling, he's still dead today. And speaking of Casper, here is Casper Spaceship, number 1. This is actually a file copy that I remember getting off of eBay. I'd never seen or heard of Casper Spaceship. So I said, I don't, you guys know, I typically don't have a lot of funny comics like Casper and stuff like that. But this one here, I hadn't seen it before, and I just liked it. I've always liked the lineups that Harvey put on their covers like that. I always loved that. The few times that I saw it, it was pretty, I just always thought it was pretty cool. And we got to have a witch, right? So that means Wendy, the good little witch. This is number 40 of Wendy. And here is a Dell comic, Melvin Monster. He's gobbling up the train. Here he is, the world's creepiest creature, Melvin the Boy Monster. Just a odd ends a little book. Here we go with Skywald Comics. Ooh, known for their various but short lineup of books. This is The Nightmare Who Could Not Die. It is The Heap, number 1. And I'm not sure, but this might be a one-shot. I can't remember seeing an issue number 2. There might be, but I can't recall it in my head. So, but The Heap is pretty cool. But if anybody knows, please say so in the comment, because I'd appreciate it. Here we go. Speaking, we're back with Casper the Friendly Ghost. Casper in space. Just kind of toasting a little marshmallow there with Mr. Sun. Hello, Mr. Sun. And here's a apropos the Casper the Friendly Ghost, 1967. It is number, it looks to be 101. And definitely a Halloween flavor to the cover. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I wish I could find the rest of these. All right, this is a series, an independent series. It was put out by Silent Devil. Oh, hold on. Let me just get my glasses or a pair of glasses and see if I can read that. Yes, Silent Devil. Silent Devil Inc. I don't know what year this came out in, but I love this story. It was just a unique story. Typically, I do not like this type of art. I call it sketchy art, and I'm not a big fan of it, but I really like this. And the name of this series, I believe, is just 2 issues in this first one, is called Death Comes to Dillinger. And it's like a Western, but it deals with death, literal death coming to the town of Dillinger. So this is a really cool story. I really like this story. Death comes, and it's people trying to deal with death. They're like, here's this talking skeleton, and it's saying it's death. How do you? What kind of conversation do you think you're gonna have? You know. Part 1. The artist for this is pencils by Sevenhead. Never heard of him. Sevenhead. It was created and written by James Patrick. That's really about all there is to know there. You know. So, and here's the art. He's coming into town. Death. Just coming, riding into town. And it's talking about why he's there. It's just, the artwork fits the story. That's the best way I can put it. I don't like the sketchy kind of artwork type of thing. I like solid, definitive lines and line work and stuff like that. But I mean, it really this fits the story so well, and it's got, you know, obviously a Western flavor, and I'm a sucker for Westerns, you know, but I'm trying to see if I can find a good section here where it's talking. No, it's just, he has conversations with different people. They're trying to find out what he's there for, or more importantly, who he's there for. And so, I mean, it's just really well written, I thought. And they actually had a follow-up series to this, but I found 1 issue, but I can't find my other ones, so they're probably buried up there with the whatchamacallit. They're gonna kill Death. This guy's gonna shoot Death. I don't think that's gonna work out the way you think, pal. Just saying. But I can't recommend this enough. Death Comes to Dillinger. I don't know where you could probably find it online or something, you know, on eBay. I don't imagine it's going to cost anything, you know, at all. You know, very little. This is part 2 of it. And it really is a fantastically written story. And like I said, the artwork fits it. It's kind of a disturbing artwork for me anyway. So, and here is the next series. This is part 1 of 4. So this is a 4-part. And I'm pretty sure I got all 4 parts because I really wanted, I remember reading this. So, but this is Death and the Man Who Would Not Die. So Death comes back. and he's coming to get somebody. And it's something to do with a pocket watch, if I'm not mistaken. So, but this is a really good horror ghost type story. So, all right, now we got some strange suspense stories. Number 1968, Race Unto Death. Looks like a Jim Aparo cover right there. Love Jim Aparo's work. Ouch. All right, let's take another little stack here. See what we got. Whoa, we got ACG, American Comics Group. Their series called Adventures into the Unknown. Now, for the most part, I knew Adventures into the Unknown as the series that gave birth to Nemesis, one of their superheroes, which is the reason I knew anything about Adventures into the Unknown. But these ones, the rest of it was more of an anthology, kind of weird suspense tales and stuff like that. So here we go. Gripping tales of suspense. Adventures into the Unknown, number 168. Looks like this is got a cowboy in it, some kind of Western flair to it. And most of the time, these don't cost too much. Here is number, what is that? 171. Giant eyeball. The eye has it. Here is number 172. The Ghost That Trembled. Some spooky tales. And we got some space adventure. Magnet of Magento. Meet the horrible enemy. Little space spooktacular. And we got some Charlton Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves. This is number two. This is number 2. Oh, it's number 2. It's a pretty cool cover too. I like that. So here's number 2 of Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves. I think I have number 3 too. Just don't have number 1. The Mystic Book. Dun dun dun. And we got DC Comics being represented with The Haunted Tank. Who doesn't like a good Haunted Tank story? There's Jeb Stewart and The Haunted Tank. Oh, this is number 153, by the way. And then we got Marvel. We're jumping all over the place. Marvel, Giant Size. Number 5, it's Man Thing. I know you guys are already thinking about the jokes. I know it. I know it. Marvel again with Marvel Chillers number 2, featuring Modred the Mystic. Another unique character who didn't get a whole lot of limelight. And then we go to Supernatural Thrillers by Marvel. This is number 8, featuring the Living Mummy. He stalks 2 worlds. Number 11 of Supernatural Thrillers, continuing the story of the living mummy. Marvel had a lot of different supernatural characters in the early Bronze Age, early to mid Bronze Age. Here is number 13, Supernatural Thrillers, The Living Mummy, The Tomb of the Stalking Dead. And number 15 of Supernatural Thrillers, The Living Mummy, again, Night of Armageddon. Can anybody guess who the artist is on this? Oh, right up the nose, right up the nose. All right. So,
Yeah, okay. The man, the myth, the legend. He drew the heroes we all know. And too soon he had to go. Now he's revered by any other name. Gil Kane, the man, the myth, the legend. He drew the heroes we all know. And too soon he had to go. Now he's revered by any other name. Gil Kane.
there we go. Gil Kane. I had to throw up the Gil Kane alert. Although it was delayed for some reason. I was clicking on it and it wasn't going. Then all of a sudden I gave up on it and it started going by itself. I don't know. I got a ghost in the machine. Anyway, thank you so much for the line, Maranya. Appreciate it. Keep me in line. We'll throw the line up again fairly quickly. We'll just go through a few quick Peanut Gallery comments here, and we'll get right back to showing some more comics. How about that? Sounds like a plan. Scotty says, glad I got those action figures from the Scoob movie toys. Not Mego quality, but they'll do. The Jackson Roarkirk says, I draw blanks all the time. It's the only art I can do well. I'd be right there with you. Believe me, Jackson. There's not an abundance of talent sitting right here before you when it comes to drawing. But doggone it, we have fun when we do it, don't we? That's the important part. We enjoy it. And Marina says, of course, she says, of the Frankenstein movies, I prefer the 2-part TV movie with Michael Sarrazin as the creature. I remember that. That was a big to-do about that being on. Michael Sarrazin, because he was kind of hot at the time. I can't remember what else he did. He did something else that he got a lot of fame for. It felt faithful to the novel. Now, was I right? Did anybody know at the end of the original Frankenstein story, didn't the monster just kind of float off into the darkness on like a floating iceberg type of thing? I'm really curious because I want to know if I'm just making this up in my mental head here or what. Scotty says, favorite monster aside from politicians, it would be Creature from the Black Lagoon. Good choice, Scotty. Good choice. Right there we did. The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Just thought that was always a cool monster. Higgy Pop says, all werewolves have green pants on. That's it. It's like the Hulk, right? He always has to wear purple pants, right? That no matter what else he wears, they turn into purple pants when he changes. Absolutely. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, that's why you've had so many wives, Jackson. Oh, ouch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And the Jackson Roykirk says, "No, not that kind of blanks." He said, "Oops." Oh well. Scotty says, "No, Frankenstein is far behind. Creature first, then Mummy for the basic monsters, for like universal monsters." I gotcha. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I love the creature. Creature. It'd probably be creature, and then werewolf, and then probably Frankenstein. Those would probably be my top 3 of the universal monsters. So Miranda says, "I believe that's how it ended, but it's been many years since I read the novel. They also used that imagery in at least one Frankenstein movie." Did they? I can't remember the end of the original Frankenstein movie. I can't remember that. So that's why I'm just curious, because that was a very striking image to me. I could picture it in my head as a kid reading this. I, I can picture fading as he goes there, And I just saw my internet kind of kicked off, so apologize. Hopefully it's back up. I just saw it. I just got the little swirly. So you're probably going to see that. Miranda says, "Fun fact, what most people call Frankenstein is actually incorrect. He is known as the creature in the novel." Yep. Frankenstein is his creator. Yes. Yep. It's just become over the years synonymous with the monster itself. So they, and in fact, obviously from the movie itself, they call it Frankenstein. Even though I think the movie title is referring to the doctor more so than the monster, but I think it's just become synonymous with it now. Scotty says, "The Burger King monster toys were the best. Creature was clear and squirted water." I have no recollection of Burger King monsters like that. So maybe they were before or after my time collecting as a kid. No, it's probably before I really got into collecting toy action figures and stuff like that. Diabetic Superman says, "Jackson, is your favorite monster one of your ex-wives?" Uh-oh. Woo. Uh-oh. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, "Smurfzilla." Is there such a thing as Smurfzilla? Is there? I wouldn't be surprised. Excuse me. Scotty says, "Excuse me." Get the hiccups again. Man. Jackson calls them vampires, or was it bloodsuckers? Well, by Lunchtime says, "Can we please stop talking about Jackson's ex-monsters? I mean, wives." Sorry, Jackson. Laugh out loud. Scotty says, I get Donna Summers, you mentioned, and Diana Ross mixed up a lot. I think it was Diana Ross that did The Wiz. I can't remember, but I do know it was Donna Summers was in that movie. Did she pass away? Did Donna Summers pass away? For some reason, I seem to recall that she had passed away. The Jackson Roykirk says, "Oh yeah, the wives rank up there at the top for sure," he says. Scotty says, "The Wiz is a movie, by the way, a city version of The Wizard of Oz." Yeah, I remember hearing about it, never saw it. I'm just a sucker for the original. That's what I go with. I love the original. Scotty says that's one advantage to having 4 cats. The non-electric blanket they become when they sleep on my bed. Yes, absolutely. Well, my lunchtime says, "I always take 2 days to watch this show. I start on Saturday and end on Sunday." Oh, that's cool. I like that. Diabetic Superman says, I don't know why the name is showing up like that. Yeah, a lot of people, they're showing up. It says at something. I don't know why it's doing that. That's bizarre. Scotty says, people, like it does, it's doing it. It even says it in front of Scotty, at Scotty Z70. People to me, they say, quote, why don't you celebrate Halloween? Me, quote, it celebrates death, the death of summer. The Jackson Rourke says, I heard people talking about the at showing up in names last night. YouTube has made some changes this week, apparently. I don't know. Do they want to force people off their platform? I don't mess with things. Some things you just don't have to mess with. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, looking forward to the 6 months of summer we get over here. Oh, 6 months of summer. Oh, half a year of summer. That's nirvana. That's, I mean, come on. Oh, that's it, Werewolf. You got, how is the, what am I trying to say? Would I be able to get, is there plenty of housing over there? Is there plenty of housing? Would I be able to get a house over there? Looking forward to 6 months of summer we get over here. Apart from the 110-degree days, boy, it can get hot. Is it a dry heat or is it a humid heat? That's the next question. Humid heat is tougher, I think. Dry heat, I've never been anywhere that has dry heat, so I can't speak to what dry heat feels like. But personally, I just think dry heat wouldn't bother me one iota. I can handle the humid heat, so why wouldn't I be able to handle the dry heat? You know, the humidity and the humid heat up here, you could just be sitting outside. I mean, just sitting, literally sitting and breathing, and you're sweating to death. The water's just pouring down you. Now, that never bothered me. I would rather be out there playing ball and sweating. But a dry heat, would you be sweating if you're not doing anything? I don't know. I'd love to find out. I would love to find out. The Jackson Rourke says, okay, confirmed. I won't be moving to Oz. Werewolf by Lunchtime. He says, I was wondering about that at Jackson. And the Jackson Rourke says, I understand at Hobbs. Scotty says, yep, that was Scoob. They had them all mixed up. I have that version of Dynamite who came with the pack, Shaggy and Dynamite, and the 2-pack. Yes, yeah, Blue Falcon and Motley. It was all mixed up. Yeah, it's like, why? I know why. Was to get you to buy 2 in order to have the team you wanted. You know, I could have cared less about having a Shaggy or a Motley. I mean, they're funny characters and whatnot, but I wanted Blue Falcon. Primarily wanted Blue Falcon. But if I have Blue Falcon, I got to have Dynamite. I got to. Who'd have thunk Dynamite would have his own action figure or Blue Falcon? So, yeah. So I had to get both of those. I'm with you, Scotty. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, but what about the killer spiders, snakes, and murderous sharks, Jackson? Lots of fun. Scotty says, Scooby-Doo and Captain Caveman came together. Yeah, I thought about getting a Captain Caveman because that would have been unique, but I opted not to get it. Robin Harrison, how you doing? 2.0 plus 055. I don't know why they're messing up with people's handles now, but they are. Robert, great to have you with us, man. Our neighbor to the north. Hope all is going well up there in Toronto. Thank you so much for joining our little Halloween spooktacular here. He says the House of Frankenstein was Canadian. The House of Frankenstein. Are you talking a movie or are you talking the TV show, that House of Frankenstein thing that I mentioned earlier? I'm just curious as to which you're referring to. If wasn't there a House of Frankenstein Universal movie type of thing too? I'm just curious. I am one of us says I like the lizard in Spider-Man, half man, half lizard. Yeah. That's pretty. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And Robert Harrison says it was Dr. Frankenstein and the monster. Dr. Frankenstein and the monster. Cool beans. Robert also says how they ever got the movie Frankenstein from the book, I'll never know, he says. He also says, here I come to save the day. This little underdog. There you go. Got to represent underdog. Good job, Robert. Scotty says, Captain Kangaroo, I am surprised y'all know that show. I loved Mr. Rabbit. My name is Simon, and the things I draw come true. Mr. Goodbuddy. Yes, I grew up on Captain Kangaroo, Mr. Moose, Mr. Rabbit, and the ping pong balls. Remember, he'd say something, and all the ping pong balls would drop from the ceiling. And they had the clock. There was something to do with the clock. The clock's eyes would move or something like that. But yeah, Mr. Green Jeans. Yeah, absolutely. Captain grew up on Captain Kangaroo. Absolutely. And Tom Terrific and his mighty dog, Manfred. Scotty says Gilligan in space was such a I didn't care for it. It was such a weird cartoon. They can't get back to the U.S. but can get up into space. Yeah, it didn't make any sense. Didn't appeal to me. So that was one that was not on my cartoon power rotation for watching. Robert Harrison says, I always thought the creature from the Black Lagoon was a little horny. I don't know. Well, because he used to go after the girls, right? Okay. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's funny. All righty. It has some Canada Dry ginger ale. Oh, try and settle my stomach a little bit. Excuse me. Scotty says he had fins, not horns. Scotty says, you're thinking of a gargoyle. And Scotty says, I want the Godzilla comics with Red Ronin. Excuse me. I vaguely remember Red Ronin. Vaguely. I might have one of the issues with Red Ronin. Excuse me. It's like I want to cough. I guess I did want to cough. All right. Maranya says, good morning, Robert. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I have the first appearance of Werewolf by Night. Can't remember the issue. Little help, guys. Wasn't it Moon Knight 32? No, I'm thinking it backwards. Nope. I'm thinking backwards. That's Moon Knight's first appearance. The first appearance of Werewolf by Night was in Marvel Spotlight. I think it was Marvel Spotlight. Was it number 1 or number 2? I have it, but I can't remember. I'm trying to picture it. Yeah, it was in, I believe, Marvel Spotlight. I believe it was Marvel Spotlight, but I can't remember if it was Marvel Spotlight number 1 or Marvel Spotlight number 2. I think it was number 1 because I think there were 4 Werewolf by Night issues. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I could be wrong. I always can be wrong. So, Scotty says, I used to draw monsters in class, but my teacher didn't like it when I named them after her. Oh no, what that was not good to do, Scotty. Not good. Miss Fowler, then the foulest monsters. Oh man. And Scotty says, I have the first appearance of Sledgehammer. I remember that show, and then I remember the comic. I might have one issue of it just to have it as a novelty. reference type of thing. Sledgehammer. What was the blonde-headed guy's name? I can't think of his name. What was his name, Scotty? Sledgehammer. Robert Harrison says, good morning to Maranya. And Werewolf by Lunch says, I used to have the first appearance of Wolverine, but I sold it for a gold sledgehammer. And so how much is the gold sledgehammer worth now? It must, has the price of gold, it must have gone up, right? So, sledge, yes. Sledge. Scotty says, yep, sledgehammer is gold, or should be. Werewolf says, I need to get that book and record Werewolf set. Yeah, I don't remember seeing it anywhere around here, so I never got it. I wound up, I had Hulk, obviously. I had to have Hulk. It was cool because I had the original issue too. So it was like, oh, I've got that original issue. Now I get to hear voices doing that original issue. I think it was like 174, I think it was. Somewhere around there, 174, 164, somewhere in there. But I never saw that one. I had Hulk, I had Captain America and Falcon, which I had the original book of. I think that had to deal with a character called the Phoenix, not the Phoenix that we came to know and love, Jean Grey, but it was a different Phoenix. I also had, what was the other superhero one I had? Fantastic Four, I think. And there was one other one. Might have been Spidey. Might have been the Spider-Man one with the Man-Wolf. So, but yeah, it's very cool. I could see why you might want a book about werewolves. Werewolf? Scotty says, that Jerry Lewis cover is scary. No one should be exposed to those bare legs. That's right. Him and his go-go skivvies. Maranya says, I remember Emmett Kelly guest starring on Captain Kangaroo back in the day. I remember Mr. Green Jeans and Mr. Moose with the ping pong balls. There you go, Maranya. Yeah, the ping pong balls, man. I always thought that would be cool as a kid. Be standing there and the ping pong balls come down. That was just neat. She says, I vaguely recall the Casper cartoons. I felt so sorry for Casper. I remember the Casper, they called it the new Casper cartoon show. I remember that one. That was like mid-70s. No, not mid-70s. Mid-60s, like 66. Somewhere in there. 66, 67. It was in those magical years. 66, 67, 68. Those, to me, are my cartoon magical years because they just had such great cartoons. But come along now and join the party. Come along now and have some fun. We hope you like everybody. We know you'll like everyone. Something like that was the song. But I did watch it. I could watch the funny cartoons on TV. They just never translated, interestingly to me, into comic books. I can't explain exactly why, but they just never did. I didn't care for them in comics. I wanted the superhero guys. I wanted the guys fighting evil, blah, blah, blah. Robert Harrison says, yes, he was floating away on an iceberg, a hunk of ice. Bye. Thank you, Robert. I thought that's what I remembered the book, how the book ended. And it was a haunting imagery in my mind that I pictured. And that's always stayed with me. And whenever I think of Frankenstein, most of the time, that image will reappear in my brain, in my mind. So thank you. Scotty says, I always wondered how Casper died. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know as I want to know. Scotty says, I'd like to see the mashup, Casper the Ghost Rider. Oh, no. Maranya says, from what I recall, the legend, Richie Rich became Casper until Casper went to hell. Then he became hot stuff. I never heard that one. Richie Rich became Casper until Casper went to hell. Then he became hot stuff. Is she winking? Is she winking there? I think she's putting me on. You put me on. I'm falling for it. At least you're not selling your giant size man thing like Engeldean has once or twice in his comic book auctions. Yes, I was very careful to separate those words when I was showing it. Yes, because I know the frivolity that comes with mentioning those books. And I do not want to contribute to the delinquency of all the minors. Excuse me. Scotty says, I just unlocked the Living Mummy in Marvel Strike Force iPhone game. It looks very different. No frame of reference for that. Strike Force. Never even heard of it. It's a phone game. I don't play games on my phone. Really, I use my phone just to text my kids, keep in touch with my wife and my kids, and watch YouTube. Listen, so more so listen to YouTube when I fall asleep at night because I have tinnitus ringing in my ears. So I need to have something in my ear to drown out the ringing. So, and Werewolf on Landside says I only have one giant size, and I keep it in a bag in a box away from the elements. I don't want rats to chew on it. Ow, 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 ow. No. Man Thing was a pretty cool monster. I mean, it was one of those, kind of likened him to the Hulk, the way the Hulk used to be, when I liked the first version of the Hulk that I grew up on. Whereas the Hulk was a monster, kind of, but a misunderstood monster. He really wasn't bad, but he was misunderstood. And I felt the same way about Man Thing. Of course, Man Thing, we all know from reading the stories and stuff, he was actually a good creature or person or whatever you want to identify as. Good furry. I don't know. All right. She put up the line again, so that means some more comics. All right. I'm going to take this stack right here, and I'm going to put it over here, right there. Please stay there. Okay. Let's see what else we got in this box. No, it's not going to. Oh, come on. I don't need you to fall. Oh, please don't fall. I don't want you to fall. All right. Another stack of comics. Let's see what we got in this bundle. All right. We're starting off with Eclipse Comics. I think this is probably somewhere in the 80s. And, I mean, if we're talking about monsters, you got to have Mr. Monster, right? Come on. That's it. Doc Stern, Mr. Monster. Sorry for the glare. There we go. One of the independents from the 80s that was pretty unique, pretty cool. I enjoyed the stories. Speaking of the 80s, here we go. Pacific Comics, Twisted Tales, number 6. I used to have a lot more of these. I don't know where they are. They're lost in amongst the chaos, the comic chaos. So they had some good stories, kind of like the Twilight Zone, or that kind of outer limits type of thing. Twisted Tales. Let's see. Marvel Spotlight on Ghost Rider, number 6. So this is the second appearance of Ghost Rider. Cool beans. And this is my Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, the original, often imitated, never duplicated. Spotlight. I'm collecting Ghost Rider, the first 20 issues and previous appearances in like Marvel Spotlight. That's what I'm collecting. Beyond number 20, they changed the logo, and I didn't like the new logo. I never liked the new logo. I liked the logo that I grew up with. This was another one of those characters that I would when he came out, I just thought it was cool. A flaming skull head on a bike, on a motorcycle. Come on. So another thing that I would draw. I couldn't draw motorcycles very well, so they were more like, they look like stick figure bicycles, you know. Here is Spotlight, Marvel Spotlight number 7. So third appearance of Johnny Blaze as the Ghost Rider. And here is Marvel Spotlight number 9. So I got to get number 8. Marvel Spotlight on Ghost Rider. And here, I like this cover for some reason. I just like this cover. Here we go. Marvel Spotlight number 10, Ghost Rider. But I just like, I want to make sure you guys can see the cover so you can appreciate it. It just looks cool. I don't know what it is. Just the perspective of it, and him right there, dead center, taking up the majority of the page. Into the jaws of death. Here's Marvel Spotlight number 11. And I don't know how long he appeared in Marvel Spotlight. And I think Marvel Spotlight. No, I think I'm getting it confused with something else. All right. And then we jump to Ghost Rider's single series. Here's number 5. Another cool cover. This is a really neat cover. I wish I'd had this on a t-shirt or a movie poster type of thing. Here is Ghost Rider number 7 with Stuntmaster. It's just a neat cover. And you know I'm going to love this one. Number 10, featuring old J. Jaws himself, the Incredible Hulk. Actually, I think in this one, they put this cover on it, but the Hulk doesn't appear anywhere in this book. If he does, it might be the last page, I think, if I remember correctly, because the actual story is here in number 11. So they had to do another Hulk cover. Who did the artwork on this? Trying to see if I could see. It looks like it might be Gil Kane. It kind of looks Gil Kane-ish, but there are parts of it that don't look Gil Kane-ish. So anyway, of course, I had to get the Hulk. I gotta have a backup just in case. You never know. Here's number 13. Ghost Rider. See the logo? I just love that logo. I thought it was a really cool logo. And why they felt the need to change it, I don't know. I don't know. Here's number 15. Here's number 18, guest starring a bunch of different heroes. We got Thing, we got Spidey, we got Hercules. Hero song and story, Hercules. Winner of fame and glory. Here is number 20, which is a 2-part crossover featuring Daredevil, and it crossed over into Daredevil's own comic, I should say. Deathstalker was the villain. This definitely looks like a Gil Kane cover right here. So here is number 20, and I believe that is the last Ghost Rider with that logo. They changed the logo on 21, and these are the books that I remember. So, all right, we got some Monsters on the Prowl featuring Zemnu, the Titan, in Return of the Titan. This is number 14, a 25-cent square bound. Love it. I think that might be Gil Kane. Yeah, that's Gil Kane. So I'm glad I played the Gil Kane alert earlier, because we're having our share of Gil Kane-ness right now. Raising Cain. Here we go. Another 25-cent square bound. This is Fear, number 4. Come on, camera. Thank you. The Earth is doomed when Lokar stalks. And the backup is I turned into a Martian. Martian. Speaking of the Frankenstein monster, here we go with number 12 of his own comic. On sale, June 11th, 1974. You could have picked that up off the spinner rack. The cover is done by Ron Wilson with the pencils and Ernie Chan, or Chua, did the ink. And we got another, I don't know if I showed this one earlier, but it looks like another Supernatural Thrillers. This is number 15. No, we did show. So I've got 2 copies of this one. Night of Armageddon. I remember saying that. Night of Armageddon. So here's another one of the Supernatural Thrillers. So I'm going to take that and put that over here into that stack so I can get them back and organized. Here we go. Chamber of Darkness, number 2. Enter the Red Death. Here's Monsters on the Prowl. This is another 25-cent square bound sweetness. Monsters on the Prowl, number 13. Trag, he who stalks the subway. Dragging the line. Drag on the line. Things that pop into my head sometimes. I don't know. Here we go. Weird Monsters Dwell, number 7. Rumbu. Rumbu sounds like some kind of like a board game of some kind. Hey, kids, let's play Rumbu. From Milton Bradley. And number 8, where monsters dwell. The Four-Armed Men. The Four-Armed Men. Yes, they do indeed have 4 arms. All right. And I got another small stack here that'll finish up the assorted box. So if we get time to do some more, I've got Phantom Stranger, House of Mystery, and House of Secrets over there. I wanted to show some, I got some Monster Times I want to show. So, all right, Where Monsters Dwell, number 9 with Bamboo. We got Rambu there over in the other one. This is his brother, Bamboo. Rambu and Bamboo. Another 25-cent square bound beauty. Where Monsters Dwell, number 12. Orogo, the Thing from Beyond. Orogo sounds I just think of like some kind of a spice or something like that. It was on sale August 17, 1971. Cover artist is the incomparable Jack Kirby. King Kirby. Chamber of Darkness number 8. The Beast That Walks Like a Man. Walk like a man, walk like a man. King size special number 1, 25 cents, square bound. Tower of Shadows. They got a carpet problem. The mold in the carpet is coming to life. And we got War is Hell number 10. Why is this a monster comic? I believe this is known as being the first time death appears in a comic. I'm not sure, or in a Marvel comic or something along those lines. Number 10. And number 9 of the Frankenstein monster. He meets his fellow monster, Dracula. And this is number 9. Number 9. Come on, camera. There we go. Frankie and Drac back together again for the first time. Chamber of Chills number 7. Looks like a werewolf book. Werewolf story. Yep. Werewolf. Creatures on the Loose number 22, featuring Thongor, warrior of Lost Lemura. Probably not technically a scary book, but it does have the demon of Zengabal. So you got skeleton there in the background. So we're gonna let it slide. We're gonna let it slide. Then we got Giant Size Dracula number 2. Square bound, 50 center. Giant Size Dracula. And if you couldn't get enough of Dracula, here's The Tomb of Dracula number 18, featuring Werewolf by Night and his green pants of doom. And we're going to end this round with The Monster of Frankenstein. And this is issue number 1. This box is indicative of how probably 70% of my collection is right now. The state of affairs. It's just in an array of chaos, So, and it's gonna take me some time. Come on, get in there. Get in there. I'll put these ones in there as well. Come on, get in there. Don't damage anybody. All right. And I'll show a few of the monster times right now, because I want to make sure we get those in. This is like an insert, I believe, that came in one of them. It's Godzilla versus Megalon. It's only like a 2-page thing. It's actually more like a, 1, 2, 3, 4-page little thing. And I don't know if these are in any kind of particular order. So This is Monster Times number 16. And Monster Times was famous for being all about like any monster movies, both old and new, giving you information on them. Plus comics. And you can see him dealing up here. And he's like, Superman. This one is, what does it say? Comics are good learning, it says. And this was 50 cents. And it came out. Does it say the year? No, it doesn't. But it's early on. It's 16. So, let me turn that over. There we go. Okay. Then we got, this is number 20. 20 million miles to Earth, plus Star Trek, a super salute. And page 7, a warped Neil Adams. And up in the top, it says the comic. This was like the comic box, the comic area. So whatever story they were going to do on the comics, that's where it was featured right there. So, and this says, keep on trekking. It looks like Spock doing the keep on trekking walk. Fu Manchu wants you. 20 million miles to Earth. Looks like a Harryhausen there. Very Harryhausen. All right. What else we got? We got number 22. Inside the Vault of Horror. The Green Slime Blues on page 3. Oh, they're talking about EC Comics on page 6. Godzilla versus Ghidra on page 15. The results of Monster Poll. This is number 22. They were really, really fun reads. Like I said, I only was lucky enough to have only one issue as a kid. And I wished, man, I had gotten more. But I'm trying to get as many as I can nowadays. This is number 23, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. But this is just a placeholder. This one isn't as thick, so it leads me to believe that I'm missing pages. Probably the centerfold poster, and probably some other pages, because this is really, really thin. If you feel these ones and then you feel this is like half the size. So that's just a placeholder. I got to get a brand new one. Here we go with number 24 from 1973. We got Rodan, The Last of the Planet of the Apes, Theater of Blood, Mad Basil Wolverton, plus a monster-sized color poster inside. And up here in the comic corner is the return of the History of Comics. I think that's referring to Steranko's History of Comics that he did. I believe it was two volumes. I think I have volume 2. I do not have volume 1, I don't think. So, and here we go with number 33. The Monster Times goes bananas. Sinister simians, killer gorillas, entertaining all ape issue. Complete saga of the Planet of the Apes on page 3. History of celluloid simians on page 18. And up here in the corner, it looks like the comic book apes, page 23. It looks like we get some Kirby artwork. I think it's Commandy. This fun stuff. Speaking of werewolves, here we go with number 36. Curse of the Werewolf, Robot Monsters, Martians Attack, Mr. Spock Speaks. All in this issue of Monster Times. It really was a unique thing back in that time. I wish they'd had something like this today. I think this would be so neat. And then let's see. This is a special Monster Time super special collector's issue number 2, Star Trek Lives. It's a special Star Trek thing. This is number 2. All right, let's see. This is number... Oh, this is number 1. This is Monster Times number 1. This man is a fake read. It shows Frankenstein. The men who saved Kong, mushroom monsters, and the end of the world. So there's the Monster Times number 1 right there. And this is number 7. We got Godzilla, King of the Monsters, King Kong Comics, King Kong meets the Giant Bug. And Batman for President is up here in the comic corner. And this is number 7. It's issue number 7. Here is issue number 8. Terror Toys Attack London. Horror of Dracula. Curse of the Werewolf. An exclusive interview with Christopher Lee. Special All Hammer, All Horror issue. And this is number 8. So, all righty, and here is number 38. We got Conan up there in the comic corner. We got Sinbad's Golden Voyage. I remember going to the theater and seeing that movie. That was pretty cool. Sorry, in the Scenic Theater in Rochester, New Hampshire. Beware the Blob Maker. A Giant History of Giant Film Giants. And Confessions of a Makeup Master. And this is number 38. It looks like the what is that? The Incredible Colossal Man or something like that. Kind of mutated there. And the last one I've got right here pulled out is number 41. And we got Frankenstein and Dracula. We got Young Frankenstein, Andy Warhol's Dracula, How to Make Money, The 6 Frankensteins of Filmdom, and It, The Terror from Beyond Space. Monster movie comics on page 24. And of course, they feature the creature. It's a creature feature. So, now I'm going to pull this out real quick so you can, for those of you who have not seen what they look like, this is what they look like. They're very brittle because of the paper they were printed on. There's the back. You got some back issues. And it opens up like a tabloid newspaper. And there's a poster. Young Frankenstein. You have to really be careful. I don't take them out too often. Oh, and this one is ripped on the back already. It doesn't take much. And this is the article on It, The Terror from Beyond Space. So, oh, here we go. Cool beans. I pulled open right up to the comic section of the thing, and it's talking about different, the different comics. Is Werewolf by Night and some other ones there. So, oh, but they are so brittle. Oh, they showed the Demon comic, Tales of Evil for Atlas Comics, and Conan, and this, I mean, it's just cool things. Gotta be really careful with it. You know, hold on. Let me just see if I can. There. Okay. Just neat articles and neat ads. Different things you could buy. Comic Club. I'm trying to make my way here to see if there's a centerfold in this one. Books you can buy. Oh, the pages are all curled and kind of cracked at the end. Oh, there we go. All right. I'm just going to hold this one up. It's like a full poster of It, the Terror from Beyond Space. That's the only problem with some of these when you buy them. If you buy them off eBay, I would definitely ask if they include all the pages and the centerfold poster, because sometimes, I mean, I'm sure it's probably an don't ask, don't tell. If somebody doesn't ask, they're not going to tell you sometimes, you know. And certainly if you're buying them in person, then I would definitely ask them to open it up and show me that it's got the movie posters and stuff. So, but that's it. That one is very brittle. But they all are like that. That's the only drawback with these is that you have to be extremely, extremely careful. So, anyway, so there's that. Very, very cool. I wished I had the one that I really liked, the one that I had as a kid. I know I've got it, and I just found it recently, and I can't remember what I did with it. I know it's right around here somewhere, but I can't find it. I can't see it. So anyway, all right, let's jump back into the peanut gallery. It's been a while, been a hot minute. So there we go. There's the pause line. Thank you so much, Maranya, keeping me in line. Let's see. We've got Psychotronic Squirt Gun Aaron. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? He says, pause, baby, pause. That's right, baby. We got some pause going on. We got the pause line, and then we pause for some comics. You got it. He says, hello, Rod and everyone, and hello to you, Aaron. Hope all is going well, my friend. Cool beans. Great to have you with us. All right. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, hey, Aaron. Maranya says, indeed, Aaron. How are you and Rakina doing today? Yes, we want to know. Aaron says, greetings, Lunchtime. And I Am One of Us says, hello, Psychotronic Squirt Gun. Cool beans. And Aaron says, what's up, Frank? Diabetic Superman says, was that called The True Story of Frankenstein, Maranya? The Michael Sarrazin piece that you were talking about earlier? I think that's what he wants to know. I'm sure you probably already answered it because I'm probably an hour behind on the chat. So Aaron says, Lady M, we're honored to have such a nice cat. Thank you so much for asking. And Aaron also says, hit the like button, friends. Well, thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate that. He's been knocking it out of the park. Aaron's been knocking it out of the park with his world building and introducing his characters, and he does it through songs. So very, very cool. If you get a chance, check out Aaron's music stuff, as well as his other stuff that he does on his channel. So definitely check him out. Maranya says, Frankenstein, the true story. There you go. There you go. Cool beans. Even when my god doggos and god cats misbehave, they They're all good to me, Aaron. That's it. That's it. Right. I mean, how can you go wrong? Yeah. Gotta love them. Nice little furries. All right. Maranya says, thank God it's Friday. There you go. That was it. Thank you. Thank you, Maranya. I knew you'd come through. I knew you'd come through. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Friday. I remember that. Oh my gosh. I remember it now because you brought it to my attention. Thank you so much because I could not remember that to save my life. Thank God it's Friday with Murray, the Leatherman. I got to look that up. I haven't seen that since that day. I don't think I've ever seen it again. I got to look that up and remember why I liked Murray so much. Let's see. Maranya says, I like The Wiz for what it was. If ever a Wiz there was, the Wizard of Oz was one. I like The Wiz for what it was. A different take on the classic. There you go. I think that's what a lot of people liked it for. It just never grabbed me. Never, the trailer didn't look interesting to me or anything. So I'm just I'm a traditionalist. I like the classic. That's me. That's just me. I'm an old fart. What do I know? Universal Studio Monsters, sold at Burger King, 1997, made by Sideshow Toy. Really? Made by Sideshow? Wow. I think they came with their kids' meal. Yeah, it makes sense that they would come with a kids' meal, but I don't remember them. I do not remember them. In 97, I would have been buying them because I remember they were somewhere around there. I think they did some, either McDonald's did some, Justice League little figures, because I remember traveling to go get some, go to a couple different things and getting kids meals so I could get the Justice League toys. That might have been later than that. Might have been in the 2000s. Scotty says, YouTube, if it ain't broke, break it. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a lot to that. I believe, Scotty, you're right. Scotty says, we have more summer in the South if you don't mind mosquitoes and humidity. See, humidity, it doesn't bother me, really. Other than if you're trying to sleep. That's the only time heat bothers me, is if I'm trying to sleep. But the older I'm getting, the more warmer I would like it to when I'm sleeping anyway. So it might not bother me too bad. Mosquitoes, they stink. I hate mosquitoes. We up here in June, we get black flies, little tiny black flies, and they're like mosquitoes. Those things really bite. Oh man, and mosquitoes are not any better. So. Werewolf by Lunchtime says housing is impossible at the moment. They can't build houses fast enough, and prices are going through the roof. Oh, that does not bode well for a move to Oz for me. I have to get off the yellow brick road. Werewolf says, not really dry, more of a windswept heat because everyone lives next to the sea. Yeah, okay, I get that. Because see, up here when it's really hot and humid, if you go to the beach, it's cooler because we get like offshore breeze, I guess, or onshore breeze. I don't know which way but it comes off the ocean and it kind of cools you off. So a lot of people, if it's going to be really hot days, that's why they head to the beaches around here because it is cooler at the beach. Robin Harrison says the TV show. And he also says Mighty Mouse. Yeah. Here I come to save the day. Andy Kaufman helped make that relevant again when he was doing his nightclub act, and he'd just walk out with this record player. He put the needle down. He wouldn't say anything to the audience. He's staying there, and then they start playing a song. The song, blah, 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 blah. And then he'd wait till he got to the chorus, and when he said, "Here I come to save the day," that's when he would Here I come to save the day. And all he did was mouth the words. He didn't even say that was part of his act. And I thought it was crazy. He was just crazy. So, and diabetic, whoops, where'd he go? Diabetic Superman says, okay, Marvel Spotlight 2. Oh, was that it? Marvel Spotlight 2? Okay. Cool beans. Thank you for that. Yeah, and Mariah's backing you up. Maranya says, Marvel Spotlight 2 was the first appearance of Werewolf by Night. So there we go. There we go. The one I'm missing, I think, is number 3. I think I'm missing number 3. It's Marvel Spotlight number 3. That's the one I'm missing. I think I thought I got it, but I haven't come across it again, and I haven't checked. I haven't been in my not cataloging, inventory spreadsheet in a while. So I have to go and look and see if I got it in there. So see if it's listed. Scotty says his name was Sledgehammer. That was his name. Are you talking Sledgehammer, the TV show? Or are you talking something different? I remember the TV show. He was like a comedic detective, kind of like a little more serious than Leslie Nielsen as Frank Drebin in that series, Naked Gun series. He was kind of like a forerunner to that, or around the same time as that first started. Dory Doru was the girl. Did you mean her? If you're talking to me, I don't know who Dory Doru is, so it wasn't me mentioning her. Miranda says David Rash was the star of the Sledgehammer TV show. Okay, all right. I don't recognize that name. I would never guess that name in a million years. So, no, Sledgehammer was the star. Okay, I'm confused by you sometimes, Scotty. I got to admit, sometimes I'm not quite understanding exactly what you're meaning. What do you mean Sledgehammer was the star? Are you talking about the same show that Maranya just mentioned, which is the one I was talking about? Sledgehammer, the TV show, where he was like a comedic detective, and David Rash played the character Sledgehammer. Is that who you're referring to, or are you referring to something different? And if you're referring to something different, please be specific about it, because I'm lost when it comes to exactly what you're meaning. I'm sorry for that, buddy. Scotty says, I had a Spider-Man versus Scorpion book and record set, I think, but Peter Pan records. Isn't that who does those? I can't. I put it away. So, Werewolf by the Night says, thanks, Maranya. I think Marvel Spotlight 1 was Red Wolf. Oh, yes. Yes. Very good. Very good. Yes, you are right. You are right. Yes, yes, yes. Scotty says, oh, I had Spider-Man Invasion of the Dragon Men from 1974. I remember that cool dragon behind him on the cover. Cool beans. Maranya says, you are not wrong, Werewolf. Red Wolf was the headline star of Marvel Spotlight number 1. Cool beans. All right. Diabetic Superman says, Draco the Dragon. And Werewolf by Lunchtime, he's giving the thumbs up. Yeah. And he says, please don't run into Monday, Rod. I have to work. I know I'm behind. I'm trying to go as fast as I can to get everybody in here before I've got to call it a day. I apologize. I get distracted, and it doesn't take much for me to get off track. You know me. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Mr. Monster, is that a Dave Stevens cover? I don't know. I didn't see a sign on a signature on it. So I do not know. Werewolf by Lunchtime. I have all 8 issues of Twisted Tales. Bruce Jones is the writer, a favorite of mine. Cool beans. Yeah. I think I may have half the run when it first came out. And then it was just a matter of having to make choices on what to buy with my money. So I didn't wind up getting, I think, the last 4 issues. So, but I enjoyed what I do have. They were really good stories. So, Scotty says the original Ghost Rider rode a horse. Yes, the original Ghost Rider from the Golden Age. You are correct. What was his name? Matt? It wasn't Matt Slade. No, that was a different character, I think. But wasn't his name Slade? Ghost Rider. And I'm going to open it up because I want to see. Maybe. This is from 1952, September 16th, 1952. The Ghost Rider. Oh, that guy's getting spiders all over him. That guy, all these spiders that are in jars falling down, breaking, and then they're crawling all over him. And then there's another Ghost Rider story in the back. I was just looking to see. Oh, look at that. You be the Ghost Rider. Amaze your friends with this weird scarf that becomes a real Ghost Rider mask. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. Oh, very, very cool indeed. I'm trying to find if I can find anywhere where the Ghost Rider, who his real name is. So I apologize for just kind of not being with it here. Let's see. Rex Fury? Is that his name? Rex Fury? Oh. But anyway, there you go. Ghost Rider. This is number 9 of his series. So I was so thrilled when I got one, because I had wanted one of him from that era, just to have one in my collection, because I don't have, number one, I don't have a big enough wallet to get into the Golden Age, because that could be pretty pricey. All right, Maranya says Marvel fandom, Marvel Spotlight comic books. This has all the Spotlight books. Cool beans. Thank you for that link right there. So anybody interested in checking out the Marvel Spotlight family of books, check them out. Thank you, Maranya. The Geeky Puppet Show, he says, 47 degrees outside. I think I'll stay in and continue reading the Superman Triangle era. Oh, yeah. The little triangle. And you're supposed to follow along with the numbered triangles. Yeah, I remember that. Currently reading 1991 Superman comics. What a time to be alive reading DC comics. There you go. Excuse me. Maranya says, hot correct take. The best Ghost Rider rode a horse. Sadly, he had to give up his name to that wuss on the motorcycle. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, say it ain't so, Maranya. Oh, I'm wounded. Scotty says, huh? It's a 62 now. It's 62 now. And Geeky Puppet Show says, I'm reading Superman 54. Well, cool beans. And Ryan says, hey there, Froggy. Scotty says the Gen Z Ghost Rider would drive a moped. Yeah. Okay. Oh, the Geeky Puppet shows that John Byrne Superman is trapped in the 1940s fighting the Germans. Okay. Froggy, what is your favorite monster? This on the Spooktacular here, we want to know your favorite monster. What's your favorite monster from comics, from movies, from TV, from cartoons, from literature, whatever? Give us your favorite monster. What's your favorite monster or monsters if you've got a bunch? I am one of us says, Rod, did you ever have a ride motorcycles since you like Ghost Rider? I thought you might. No, I never did. But I never had a mini bike or anything like that. They were deemed too dangerous for us kids, back in the day. So no, I never really had any interest. We had our regular bikes. That was good enough for me. I have ridden on a motorcycle before, but no, I don't think it was for me. I just don't think I was coordinated enough, So, but I mean, at the time, see, I was very infatuated with Evel Knievel, and because he would do jumps and stuff, and they put it on Wide World of Sports. There were a couple other people that would do stuff like that too. So that was kind of always there. Kind of exciting. Oh, he's like a real life super guy, type of looking evil. So I think that was more of an impression on me for Ghost Rider, along with the monster aspect of it, So, but yeah, no, I have, but I never did own one or have any inclination to own one, I guess. So, but they were still cool. Geeky Puppet Show, he says, speaking of motorcycles, I have to prep my bikes for winter. There you go. I have to prep my bikes for winter. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people are getting ready to do that at this time of the season, this time of the year, to put them away for the winter time. I used to be big with snowmobiles. We used to always have snowmobiles. So that was one of the cool aspects of winter. When I was younger, I didn't mind winter as much. And I used to love riding a snowmobile, man. We had a perfect, we lived in a perfect place for riding snowmobiles because we had our own woods and paths in the woods. We could just ride all day. We had a big open field right in our backyard. We're talking size of a football field area. So we could just let loose, man. We just turn them open and go. We could ride through the wood. My favorite thing was after a heavy snowfall where the snow stuck on the branches and stuff. I loved to go for a ride on the snowmobile through the paths and stuff in the woods. Because they were like tunnels. They were like, you're just walking, you're driving through these tunnels of trees that have snow on their branches and stuff. And it was such a peaceful thing. I just loved it. And we'd ride all the way out to the cow pasture and, out to the cow field and the cornfield and whatnot. And you could drive out there in the wintertime because there was no crops being grown. So we used to go there before they built houses. We used to go up the street to a big field there. It was 2 to 3 times bigger than our backyard, and our backyard was huge. But we could go up there and ride snowmobile. I just loved snowmobiling in the winter. That was one of the few good things about winter. Oh, hold on. I did not read what you wrote. Mariah says, you can tell when the comics code was revised, quote, in parentheses, after the Spider-Man drug issues, because before that, no horror monsters were permitted, right? There was all kinds of restrictions put on them. You couldn't use the word dead and stuff like that. So it was just, that's why they would use the undead. type of thing. So yeah, very, very interesting time. Hey, Jason, how you doing, man? Welcome aboard, brother. He says, good morning to all. Please recall Wally West. It's the best Flash. Oh, man. You're awesome. You're awesome, Jason. Have to work today, so just popping in during my lunch break. Hope everyone's having a great week. Well, don't let them work you too hard, brother. All right? You take care. Thank you so much for popping in and say hi. Appreciate it, man. Take care. And the Jackson Rourke says, this just in, Barry Allen is the true Flash. Thank you, and good night. Crazy Hungarian, Thungor! Yeah, boy, I am really far behind in the chat, huh? If he just seeing the Thongor thing now. Oh my gosh, I'm so late. I'm sorry, guys. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Jay Garrick for the win. And Marina says, extra, Jay Garrett is the best and only Flash on Earth 1 or 2. On Earth 2. On Earth 2. Take that back. Earth 2. Werewolf says, game over. We have a winner, Marina. The Jackson Rourke says, I volunteer to come and help you organize, Rod. Pay no mind to the 3 extra empty suitcases I'll bring with me. I wouldn't notice. I wouldn't even notice. I mean, you guys have heard me bemoan the problems, not the problems, because it's a labor of love. With all the stuff here, and I just really got to buckle down. I may have to take like a couple weeks off and just try to just do it. Just immerse myself down here, sleep down here, the whole 9 yards, and just do it and get it done. So because I keep talking about I got to do it, and then when I get done the show, I'm hungry, so I go upstairs, get something to eat. When I'm done eating, you just kind of, you got food coma, you want to take a nap, or I've got to go to the dump. Most of the times I have to go to the dump. When I come back from the dump, I've already got other things on my mind, so I don't even think about coming back down here and putting away the books I pulled out for today. So I wouldn't even notice, Jackson. Ryan says, good to see you, Jason. I'm feeling like some good almond Bach, 90% almonds, and just enough chocolate to hold them together with a side of peanut brittle. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds yummy. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, don't forget to empty the suitcase. I'll send you that. Don't forget to empty the suitcase I will send you. That's on vacation, Jackson. Oh. Next week, I'm going to ask the question. Next week, I'll ask it now. What is the one Holy Grail book that you really want? Not like I want Action Comics #1 or Superman #1 because no. What one would mean something to you specifically? What would be the one book that you would like to have in your collection because it's a personal thing for you that you really want? You like the character, you like the story, whatever the reason be. I think that might be the question for next week. So we'll give you guys a head start on that. So, well, by Lifetime says it's pretty light to begin with. He says. Marina says, shame on you two. Rod's planning to see all of his Iron Man issues and any comics that feature Iron Man in them. You guys have all my collection gone. Avengers guest starring and all that stuff. Yeah, that all counts, right, Marina? That all counts. You can't go halfway. If you like a character, you got to go all in, baby. I Am One of Us says, great Monster Comics, Rod, and the Monster Times, they look like great reads. Yeah, they are fun, man. And they are fun. Especially if you were around when they were out, like I said, I got to see one. And I fell in love with that one. And I had that for a long time. That poor thing got beat. Oh man, it looked like a doormat that had been left outside, you know. But it was just such a so when you get them now, there's such a nostalgic feeling for me, because I remember it takes me right back to having that issue 20, whatever it was, 26 or 27, 24, from whatever one it was with the Destroy All Monsters. It just takes me right back, and I can remember what I was thinking at that time, what was going on in my life that time, what was important to me at that time in my life, you know, and stuff like that. So it has a very unique and nostalgic feeling for me, but they are fantastic reads. You know, they really are. I mean, they're dated obviously now, but back in the day, it was pretty cool to be seeing these articles about behind the scenes stuff that went on with the monster movies and horror movies and Planet of the Apes and stuff like that. So absolutely, if you get a chance and you pick up one off of eBay or something like that, definitely, I definitely would. I don't think they're too expensive. They're probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 to $25 for some of the older ones. For some of the older ones, first issue stuff and stuff like that. But the later ones, you probably can get a little cheaper, maybe $12 to $15. So definitely, at least get one to have in your collection. That would be my heartfelt recommendation. So Werewolf by Lunchtime says, yes, shame on you and your suitcase, Jackson. RDV, how you doing, RDV? Great to have you with us, man. See, he's even got a different name now, RDV85. Everybody's got a different name courtesy of YouTube. So I don't know what's going on, either YouTube or StreamYard. I don't know. I'm already there filing up my boxes. Where is he? Where is he? I thought I was hearing noise back there. He just can't hear me because he's old. Oh, well, yeah, you got me there. Without a doubt. The hearing ain't what it used to be. The mind ain't what it used to be. And the freaking eyeballs aren't what they used to be. So, I don't know. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Werewolf by Lunchtime. Well, it's official. I've been watching for 2 days. I'm sorry, man. Oh, man. Maranya says, RDV, for shame. RDV says, what? I'm practically invisible. He can't see me either. That's so true. Maranya says, old newsprint is incredibly brittle due to how the paper was made. It's amazing that those monster times have survived as well as they have. Yeah. If you saw them, I mean, it doesn't really do him justice to show them on like this, especially in plastic. But you take them out, and you can tell, man, they are some of them are really, really very brittle. So I don't take them too often because of that reason. And you are right. The way the paper was made and stuff, definitely. Gratu, he says, I just showed all my monster times in my last episode. Oh, cool beans. Great minds. Think alike. Monster times, yeah. I know you have a great affinity for them as well as I do, and you probably I don't know if you had more of them as a kid growing up. I had just that one, and I always wanted more. So I mean, I just, like I said, I just tell the story, but they would just, it was just a cool read. It just was. It was so fascinating to read the stuff, to see the things that they had for ads that you could buy then. It was just, I never thought of buying anything through the mail. It just was a foreign concept to me at that time, but it was just like, oh, I wish I could, but for some reason in my head, I thought I never could. Probably because I didn't have a whole lot of money for an allowance and whatnot, back then. So, but cool beans. Well, there's a reason to go. Another reason to go check out Gratu's channel. He was showing Monster Times in it, so check him out. That's awesome. Oh, cool beans. And the Jackson Roykirk says, okay, gang, gotta head out. Have to get the yard work done before the rain starts. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it's almost 1 o'clock. Thank you so much, Jackson, for coming. Appreciate it as always. It's always great to see you in the peanut gallery. You and Werewolf, you guys get things going, right? So cool, great to see you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great week. Hopefully we'll see you next week as well. So take care, my friend. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, take care, Jackson. Don't work too hard. Exactly, don't work too hard. Life's too short. RDV says, Scotty is very sarcastic. What? Don't be picking on Scotty. Maranya says, take care, Jackson. And Robin Harrison says, until we meet again, happy trails to you. Keep smiling on till then. That's right, Robin. If you get a chance, check out Robin's channel. Always got great stuff on there. He always loads it up on Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday, where he'll show comics. He'll show play old 45 records. Great music, too. Great music. And he does movie reviews. The Rick and Bob Show. I definitely recommend it. Check him out up there in Toronto. Watch out for the snow. Watch out for the snow, my friend. Take care, Robert. Thank you so much, man, for hanging out with us. And Maranya says, take care, Robert. Yeah. And RDV says, Gen Z Road Ghost Rider is Robbie Reyes. He drives a car. So there's one that we were wondering about that. Somebody was mentioned that Ghost Rider had driven a car either last week or the week before. I have no frame of reference for him. I don't think I've ever seen him. So I don't know the character. I don't know as I'm missing anything. Robert says, thanks, Maranya. You too. RDV says, favorite monster? I'm not really a monster guy. I'm more a fan of Colin Clive's take on Victor Frankenstein in the 1931 Universal Frankenstein movie. But if I had to choose a monster, I choose Claude Rains and the Invisible Man. Very nice. Very nice. Good choice, Ra. Good choice. He says, the current Invisible Man 4-issue prequel written by James Tinian is amazing. I like it better than the Frankenstein miniseries. I saw that, and I did not pick that issue up. I think I'm going to go back and try and pick that up. I saw an issue. I don't know what issue it was, but I did see the Invisible Man one. I picked up all the others, and if I didn't buy a second issue, I did pick up the first issues to see what they were. But I did not get that one, and I should have. I thought about it. It was up on the top shelf of the thing, and I'm like, but I didn't, because I had already spent $100 there, and I didn't want to spend too much more. He says, update, Superman is now helping the Legion of Superheroes fight Sun Eater in space in Adventures of Superman 471. There you go. Head over to RDV's channel for more exciting updates on what he's reading. Dun, dun, dun. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, just had another hot dog. What goes around comes around. Yeah, hot dogs are in my future later on this afternoon, brother. You got it. Hot dogs and tater tots. Yeah. And then ice cream sandwich for dessert. Yes. It's going to be a good afternoon. And there's a NXT, not a pay-per-view, but a big show tonight. So I'll be able to watch that. Oh, it's going to be a good Saturday. RDV says, Robbie Reyes is a 2000s Ghost Rider character. Yeah. Not my Ghost Rider. RDV says, issue 3 just came out this week. Okay, that's probably the one I saw then, because I saw the one that just came out, and I almost got it. So now I'd have to go back and get the other 3. I didn't see them on the back issue wall though, so I'll have to hunt that down. Invisible Man, that is, yes sir. He says, have a warm day, Rod. I'm freezing. Yeah, well, I've got a turtleneck. I've got a thick t-shirt, thick sweatshirt and a thick Comcast hoodie on, and I am still feeling the cold. My hands are froze down here. So, and we ain't even close to winter yet, technically here. So, all right, RDV, take care. Keep on reading. Werewolf by lunchtime. Is that a dart? What is that? Oh, he's pulling the plug. That's what he's doing. He's pulling the plug on me. He's saying, get out of here, Rod. You've talked enough. Shut up, old man. Go. All right. We're working that way. Maranya says 79 degrees here and mostly sunny. I hope you appreciate it, Maranya. I know you do. Because, man, I would love that. I would love that weather. 79 degrees. I think the high today is probably going to be maybe 58, I think, something like that. I don't think it's supposed to get too warm today. RDB says, I'm wrapped in a blanket. Yeah. I got to make a trip to the dump, and then I'll be coming back and be under a couple of wool blankets. We call them woobies. I'll be under a couple of woobies watching TV and having some hot dogs and tater tots, baby. Maranya, she's pulling the plug twice because Jackson isn't here to do it. So there we go. And RDV, what is that? Is that hitting the stop button? Is he hitting the get off the channel button? Shut up, Rod, and get out of here button? Eric Breen says, good grief, make this end. Yes. Oh, man. You guys are great. I love you guys. RDV says, hot cocoa time. Yeah, you know what? That might be in my future too, RDV. Good call. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I was pulling the plug on Jackson, Maranya. Okay. All right. I think that catches us up with everybody. So I want to just say thank you to you all for spending your Saturday with us again here on CBM. We want to send prayers and good thoughts again out to Brother Shannon. And hopefully the healing continues for them. Hopefully he'll be able to sneak in sometime during the last quarter of this year. They'll let him have a day or two off, and maybe he can sneak in and hang out. And we got these RDV's laughing, and he says, thank you for the stream. Okay. All right. We'll tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Next week, we'll be doing something else, showing more comics, I'm sure. And I'll probably be gabbing an awful lot. So maybe I shouldn't have said that because there'll be nobody in the peanut gallery. Oh, well. All righty. Well, that's going to do it for us here this week. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great week. Take care, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care now.
Here's to the comic book community, the family of funny book pals, sharing their collections and memories with all the cool guys and gals. There's legends and new folks and everyone in between, bringing their styles of fun and laughs for every one of them to be seen. Let's hear it for the community and all its awesome family. For those who started it long ago, we couldn't have gotten here alone. For the new folks too who make us laugh with their cool videos they craft. So here's to the guys and gals we see who make it the coolest place to be. Every day there's more to view as they show the comics to me and you. The wondrous comics, new and old, there's always a story behind what's shown. So feel the passion, the love, the fun, it's all here to enjoy for everyone. Such great tales and folks to see. So thank you, comic book community. Let's hear it for the community and all its awesome family.